How's it going, everybody? It's Vegeta saying, what is good to all my Super Saiyan homies, here to bring you all sorts of Dragon Ball content. If you enjoy the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. That being said, today what we're going to be doing we're going to be looking at our boys in the Vegeta family, specifically at my boy Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, who I have to say I am really loving using because well, nobody knows this because I was not making content back then, but I particularly wasn't a huge fan of GT for a long time, and then when like the trio of him, Goku, and Baby came out, like it's not that I didn't like GT, it was just kind of like I was just kind of like indifferent towards it. I was just kind of like, okay, like Super Saiyan 4 looks cool, but like that was all I really cared about. And then like the three of them came out, and it made me like re-watch GT and like really get a stronger appreciation for GT. So I really love this unit, and the fact that he got a Zenkai is just really nice to see. I've really been enjoying using him, and I think D-Free and pretty much every other YouTuber is right. This is where he fits perfectly. I will say the one thing that people keep talking about is like the God Vegeta doesn't necessarily fit here, but I think, you know, he goes along really well with the purple, you know, the future Vegeta. I absolutely think that him, the God Vegeta, and then the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta are like probably my new favorite trio to run in PvP. But that being said, you know, the other two Trunkses do get some love as well. They are very useful. And the one thing I do want to say is that I definitely think that Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta has really put them in a spot to like safely put them in high S tier. Like they have 4 very strong options now, and if you even want, you can even switch in the yellow your number 1 Vegeta, and then on top of that, if the LF you know, God Vegeta, or LF Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, if he ever gets a Zenkai, or when he gets a Zenkai rather, that he'll fit perfectly into this roster, and they'll just absolutely rip through PvP just as much as Sun Family does. So yeah, that's that. I'm really happy with the way this team is looking. We'll talk about it a bit more in the post commentary and the matches. So admittedly, this is not one of my better matches. This was my first match back after about a 4-day break, just from I got my COVID vaccine, the first shot, and I was shot for like 2-3 days. So I just didn't end up doing anything for a few days. But I did want to include this match just because, despite my crappy play, there is some insane damage here. So as you guys probably saw on the side of the screen, this is an 8-star Goku Black. It's a 6-star Zamasu and a 2-star VB. So it's not, the greatest team in the world, but it's not anything too shabby at the same time. The main thing I want to focus on though is the Zamasu and the Goku Black. Because, the two of them, they're fairly healthy. Like, they should be able to do a fairly decent job of getting through all this. Now, Vegeta Blue does what Vegeta Blue does best, but the 14-star future Vegeta, like, he tanks really, really well. Like, a lot of people say, like, oh, you just want to, like, death buff him and call it a day, but, like, he is just as valuable alive as he is dead. Like, he's just, I don't know, he's just got some superb qualities to him. Like, the tankiness, the swap, the green card to destroy other cards, the sub count down, just the drawing a blue card. He just offers so much that he's really just worth everything to you. Now, granted, he does die pretty early on here, and we're at, a pretty decent disadvantage right here. And I'm just kind of going for stop clocks to try and see if I can catch him in any type of way, doing a little bit of a drift, seeing if there's anything I can do. We get a little bit of a tap clash going, right into another, a regular clash, and this was just crapola for both of us. So it ends up working out for me. I think it's the second time something like that's happened for him. Now, he ends up pulling in a Goku Black, and this is what I want to note. Because now he may be untransformed. This is still an 8-star Goku Black coming in on a cover cut. And he is just literally erased from the match as if he had never even been there in the first place. Now again, I'm still playing kind of crummy, but we're able to make up for it, and we've got the blue card combo, and once again just erased from the match as if he was never even there. And all of a sudden this turns into a Vegeta Blue, 1v2, and he just doesn't have the damage to deal with it. Next up, we got a nice little movies team going. It's not a Z7 Gogeta, but Z4 is still kind of freaky nonetheless. For some reason, he goes for the green card there, not quite sure. And then for whatever reason, I don't drop the combo, so both of us make, a pretty stupid blunder pretty early on. But he does kind of bail me out with the blue card there. We're able to stop time a little bit, just, see what's going on. And we're able to kind of work things out, get things going a little bit. drop the combo on this Broly right here, and I'm not too worried now because we can bring in the yellow Vegeta, start doing stuff, you know, hopefully kind of get in a rush in early on, start kind of moving through the cards and everything. We're going to pop his main because, you know, you always want to pop this yellow Vegeta's main pretty early, you know, because it's a permanent buff and everything like that, so like as soon as it's available, you know, just use it, might as well. For whatever reason, we're not able to swipe out of the tackle, we didn't have a strike at that point, so it is what it is, and we're able to bring in the blue Trunks. We'll just let him, you know, do a little bit of tanking, deal with this a little bit. I hear some shotgun noises though, and we're going to pull in the red Vegeta, just, you know, take a little bit of that. The combo's pretty much over at this point. Get a final shine in there, even if it's going to bail out the Vanish. We try to shoot in there. Now, the thing is, I usually go right away there. I usually don't try to go for the Vanish there, but, you know, was feeling a little bit rusty. Got to get a little bit back into the rhythm and everything like that. So I think that that's one thing that I would kind of always recommend to people. Now, the fact that the Vegeta was able to live that, I know that this is only a 3-star Broly, but still, that's pretty impressive to me, that he's able to take all that damage, no problem, switch out against a unit with type advantage and have no issues whatsoever. We're able to get the rush in here. We are able to get it off on the Gogeta, but he does guess us because, you know, for whatever reason, that's just what was happening to me all day. But we are able to get the taps in and bail ourselves out, so it doesn't end up being too much of a problem. Once again, going for a blue card to try and, you know, see if we can catch him, but, you know, just doesn't end up going in our favor at that point. Now, I had tried to go in. I know that I didn't have the cover change at that point. That was just kind of why I pulled him in. I even thought, you know, I even looked at trying to sacrifice the red Vegeta there, just because, you know, it didn't seem like it was the best option to keep him around. But, you know, at this point, he didn't switch out. We lose the God Vegeta, who was going to be pretty pivotal at this point, but it is what it is. We'll be fine. We can make it work. We still have the Trunks, who is just an absolute monster, and once again, we failed to drop the combo. Now, granted, at this point, I didn't think he would be back, so I didn't think I would have needed to drop the combo, and that was just kind of foolish of me. We go for a stop clock, see what we can do, pull in the Vegeta, go for another stop clock, and I had thought that was a PV, but I had just misjudged it in the heat of the moment. That was just me being stupid. So at this point, we're just waiting for the ult, seeing how much damage we can outlive with him. And we're going to drop the ult here just because at this point, I feel it was more valuable to keep him around. And yeah, really at this point, we're just kind of getting ourselves outplayed. And the only reason we haven't completely lost yet is just because of how you know, low star this Broly and Gogeta are compared to us. You know, we took out his Zenkai early on. So we're able to catch him with the blast card, and it's pretty much over from here. We're going to bring in the red Vegeta, and he's just going to kind of clean up shop from here. So yeah, I'll let you guys, you know, finish up this match, and we will see you guys in the next one. So at this point, you know, we got somebody who's it seems like put all their eggs in the future basket when the anniversary came around. All these guys are pretty outdated, but, you know, they're pretty decently starred, so I still thought that some of the damage that we get off, you know, is worth noting. So early on, you know, as per usual, we're making our mistakes, and I'm kind of waiting for him to try and do an up close so I can maybe get a cover change off, but he's keeping his distance because, you know, he's definitely playing around the unit a little bit. Just try to get the switch in right here, and it just ends up dropping the combo. I just waited too long. It was a misclick on my part, and he starts doing well, but at this point, we are able to get that cover change in that I wanted, which was pretty nice. You know, get the green in, get that Dragon Ball early on, get another stop clock. We're just kind of, at this point, going for stop clocks, seeing what we can go for. Work out his Vanish, and I thought I had gone for taps there, but, you know, he's just clearly faster than me at this point. Now, what's wild is how little damage that does, or not, you know, not wild, but I mean, it just shows how outdated the red Rosé is. So at this point, we're going to go for the rush, you know, just see what we can do, see who we can take out. I'm going to end up going for the blast card here. I figured the blue card was going to be guessable since I hadn't used one at this point, but it actually ends up being that the blast card was guessable. So, you know, egg on my face, joke's on me. And this just kind of ends up, you know, backfiring because he's able to get his rush in because I'm just not paying attention at this point. I'm more flustered about the fact that I was getting guessed pretty much every match today. So yeah, ends up going through with his own rush. I go for the strike, figuring it was going to be one of the two basic cards, and it ends up being a blast again on his part. So we're down at a little bit of a disadvantage, but, you know, it's all good because, again, his guys are a bit outdated. We can easily turn this around. And right here, you know, we put the numbers back in our favor, taking out the Trunks just with one blast card. We go for the stop clock. We're able to catch the tackle, get a nice little combo going, and we pull, you know, this nice little blue card in to do a whole chunk of damage. Now, at that point, I was hoping it was going to kill, but it does not. able to survive, has the main, and we're able to get the Vanish in, take care of the red Goku Black, no issues whatsoever. At this point, he's getting aggressive. We're able to pull in the Vegeta, get the PV in, go for it all, and just end it with a nice little combo to, you know, end things off. Just finally ended off with this beautiful, lovely ult. Look at this. Look, just like, roar, kaboom. All about it. Last but not least, we're up against a fun little free-to-play Super Saiyan team. Not to be underestimated at any Zenkai level. These guys are always some level of a threat. We are experiencing a little bit of lag early on, but, you know, it's nothing too crazy to worry about. It's probably just, you know, some silly connection. Now that's kind of what I was talking about at this point. I'm kind of, you know, brushing off the grease a little bit. You know, I don't necessarily always swipe there. I don't try to, because the one thing that Bebop always kind of used to talk about in one of his initial guides was when you have your opponents vanish and they don't, you know, it behooves you to just go for something at that point, because, you know, they don't have a vanish. You do. You don't need to try and vanish their attack. You can just go for theirs. So at this point, you know, we're kind of controlling things a little bit, but he is able to maneuver around us a little bit with the green cards. And I'm just lucky at this point that he doesn't have a blue card to follow up. But at this point, we are able to, you know, start getting the combo off on our guys, doing our thing, and we're going to be able to set a Rising Rush up pretty early on, as well as doing some good damage to that Gogeta early on. So, you know, at this point, we're kind of shaping up pretty nice for ourselves. Now, granted, there, I, you know, jinxed myself, because I'm getting back into the old bad rusty habits. And at this point, he gets that, and we could have gotten out of there, as you guys saw. I just didn't swipe in time, and I ended up clicking on Trunks trying to switch him into there, which is just really unfortunate at the end of the day, because we do end up losing the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta here, which is definitely unfortunate because it's his showcase. But you know what? It is what it is. We're gonna make do. We're gonna work it out. We can work it out, as my boys the Beatles say. We'll do just fine. He's gonna get the heal off, bringing him over 50% again, which, you know, is a little bit scary. We're gonna get the transformation off with Trunks, and all of a sudden this lag is gonna start going nuts. Which, you know, he was supposed to transform and then fire off the strike, but whatever. It is what it is. Works out. We're able to get this blast in, chain it in, and then we're just gonna go straight for the rush right here. That's all we're gonna go for. You know, we're gonna go after this Bardock, which is even better. Now, I was hoping to take out the Broly, truth be told. You know, we'd have the advantage over the Bardock, no issues, and he was only Z1. I was more worried about the Z4 Broly, but this dude, you know, had his priorities in mind, and actually ends up losing the Bardock, which I don't even necessarily know is a great choice either, just because, you know, you do end up losing the crit buffs. Does get me again with the tap blast there. We're gonna switch in though, and we're just gonna kind of get him with the constant vanishes at this point. But he does have a green card and no blue card to follow up, so all he ends up doing there is giving us back our vanish, which was real kindly of him. Now, he had just used a green card, so I didn't think he had one there. That's why I went for one. We're going to go for, you know, so just some more taps to stall out a little bit. And it just becomes, you know, a tab battle. But it is what it is. I'm going to go for the blue card here, thinking that, you know, he didn't have a vanish back yet, but he does. You know, is what it is. And we're just going to kind of let the Trunks, you know, sponge up a little bit of damage here, which, you know, it's not really his usual role, but right here it's not necessarily going to be a problem. Start firing off some blast cards, because we figure this bad boy is going to come back in, and we're just going to get the purple Vegeta back in here, you know, because at worst case scenario, he's just going to be in here with this big lug for 10 timer counts. We start unloading the clip, but at this point we're just running shy on key. There's not much we can do, so we're going to let him go a little bit, and that tankiness plus the type advantage, you know, it just ends up working out A-okay. He's going to rush into us, and it's looking a little spicy, but, you know, I'm going to go for the big brain play, figuring it is the green Broly, and what other card could he be using than the green card? And let's see, he's got a blue, he's got a strike, he's got a blast, and he's got a green. We're all set. The Trunks switches in, we get him with our own tap, and don't go for the sidestep there, like we said. Heal up all that damage we were sponging up before, and all of a sudden, this match is looking A-okay. The Broly is gone, and this little Gogeta is not going to be a problem. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.